Welcome to the video blog. I'm Doug Simon. My guest today is Jeff Corbin, who is CEO of theCOMMSapp, and many of you in the communications space know him as the CEO also of KCSA, the strategic communications firm. Thanks so much for being with us.
Pleasure.
Tell us, what is theCOMMSapp?
So theCOMMSapp is a native app technology platform that lets any organization that has a direct or targeted audience to have an app on the App Store or the Google Play, and then to be able to push content to that defined audience instantaneously.
So basically it would be a company to its employees, a nonprofit to its members. That's what it's designed for?
Exactly. Any organization that has a targeted audience that cares about the organization, so for example, public company, investor, employer, employee, membership organization, member, university, donor, or alumni. Right. This is a great platform for them to be able to communicate directly to the very personal mobile device that, for all intents and purposes, is attached to most people nowadays.
Right. Now, obviously, given your role and as creating this app, but also in the communication space, what's the type of content that they should be pushing out that will be effective to make sure they're making effective use of this product?
Right. So, I'll give you the example of the public company, which is how we founded the platform about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's called the IR app, and essentially we give the public company, whether it's trading on the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, or any global stock exchange, the ability to have this platform and then to push content like presentations, the MP3 or archive of their conference call, fact sheets, press releases, SEC filings, anything that is valuable to the investor and can help them in their either following of a company that they're invested in or in making an investment decision.
So you and your team, did you just wake up one morning and say, we're going to be app developers? How did this all come about? What drove the idea?
Right. So again, as you mentioned, I am the CEO of a communications firm. So I started out in the industry in 1997. And back then, we had great new technology that was kind of unraveling. It was called the internet. And it's kind of amazing to think that it was only 15 years ago that the internet was becoming commercialized, that companies were then just starting to think about having a website. Well, fast forward, now every company has a website, and if you don't have a website, then you're really not, you're not real. So in looking at what's happened over the past several years, probably back in 2007, 2008, we said, there's something pretty remarkable that's occurring, which is these mobile devices are proliferating everywhere. And Apple and Google, they seem to be onto something kind of interesting. It's called these apps, which at the time they were, fun and games, but you could just kind of tell the way in which the apps were multiplying, that there was something more there, and that there was more strategy that Apple and Google had behind their app stores than just fun and games. So looking at how things had changed, we said, there's a new paradigm that is in the works for communications, and it's the mobile device. Right. And then to see how you can push content and interact directly and immediately through the mobile device, we said, let's create a platform that will allow communicators to better communicate and to be able to do so in an easy way and a cost-effective way.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting, and this might have even more potential, is the number of interest groups, if you will, because if you harken back to the beginning of the web, that was part of it, where you were finding interest groups on different subject matters that were working together, and now that's moved to social. So the idea of being able to provide information to folks who need to opt in, have that vested interest, is going to be a strong piece going forward.
Exactly, and I think one of the way in which we're looking at this is that the mobile device or mobile computing is a totally separate platform as compared to the desktop computing. And we know what's going on in terms of desktop computing, the fact that PC sales are down. Why? Because mobile device sales are up. And as the tablet, as the technology continues to improve, we think that's going to continue